Hello, dear students. Hope you all are fine and be healthy and stay home, stay safe. So, dear students, hope you would have understood the first chapter which we have already completed, that is determiners. Now, we are moving on to our second chapter, that is verbs expressing the present. Now, dear students, you would have learnt about this present tense in the previous classes. Today we are going to learn about how to use present tense in sentences and the types of present tense. So students, I'd like to show you an animated video. Please go through that.
The present simple. When do we use the present simple? 1.
To describe present truths.
I have black hair.
Julia works in a supermarket.
Andrew is a fireman.
2.
Repeated actions and habits.
My girlfriend and I go shopping every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday is a repeated action.
James reads the newspaper every morning.
If you do something every morning, it's a habit or a repeated action.
The children walk to school every morning.
Three.
Something that is always true.
Sharks are dangerous.
Egypt has lots of pyramids.
The sun sets in the west. Four.
A fixed future event.
The train arrives at 1 p.m.
The rocket launches next week.
The show starts in 10 minutes.
So dear students, as you saw the animated video, according to that the same rules are given over here. First, the sentences in all the tenses are given over here. The same way, the four type of the first sentence is in simple present tense. The second one is in present continuous. Third one is in present perfect tense. And the fourth one is in present perfect continuous tense. First, let's begin with the simple present tense. Here, the same rules which I showed you in the animated video are given over here with the examples. When and where do we use simple present tense? That is for things that happen as a routine, for stating general facts about the state of people, places, and things, for future events that are part of a timetable or schedule, for verbs related to belief, emotion, and perception. And the last one, to make things more immediate and dramatic to capture instant action. Now, students, the words which are used in present tense, mostly simple present tense, are usually, generally, every day, and always. It is given over here with the example that grandfather goes for a walk every day. Then some other words which we use are stated in this box. Now students, the formation of simple present tense. How do we form in the positive tense? In that we use the base form of the verb plus s or es if it is singular noun, this way. If the pronoun, this pronoun is in singular, so we used the base form with the letter s. Then if it is in plural, then as we is in plural, so we don't use the letter s with the base form. Then when we are forming negative sentences, we use the form is do or does plus not plus base form of the verb, as here it is stated. With singular we use does plus not plus the base form of the verb. And the last one, when we form a question, we use do does plus subject plus base form of the verb. That is how we form this question: does plus subject plus the base form, and at the end question mark is compulsory. And when we form a question with WH word, so question word plus do does plus subject plus base form of the verb. Here as it is given, question word plus does plus subject plus the base form. Then we'll move on to the next one, that is present continuous tense. For showing this rule, let me show you first the animated video over here.
The present continuous.
When do we use the present continuous? 1.
To describe something happening right now. The teacher is trying to teach the class. Andy is driving to work. Helen and Kate are talking.
She was like, oh my god.
I know, it's like so hilarious.
2.
Something we think to be temporary.
John is working from the London office for 6 months.
6 months is a temporary period of time.
Louis and Juliet are living abroad for the summer.
The summer is another temporary period of time.
Craig is saving money to buy a new house.
Greg is saving money for a temporary period of time.
3.
Something that happens again and again.
Mary is always complaining.
we use the word always to emphasize that the action happens again and again.
Jessica is always working. Annabella is always going on holiday.
Cheers.
So dear students, as you saw in the animated video, here are the uses of present continuous tense. How do you use the present continuous tense? For things that are happening at the moment, for long actions that are happening at present and will discontinue in the future, for an action that has been planned to take place in the near future, and with the adverbs such as always, constantly, and so on to express a repetitive negative action. And the formation of present continuous tense is in positive. How do we form? Is it is, am, is, and are plus present participle form of the verb, that we use ing form in that. As here it is mentioned, are plus ing form of participate, that is participating. Then for negative we use am, is, are plus not plus present participle form of the verb, as here it is given over here. And for forming questions we use am, is, are plus subject plus present participle form of the verb, as it is coming first are plus we plus ing form of participate. The same way in question word also we form first question word plus am, is, are plus subject plus present participle form of the verb. Let's move on to our first exercise, that you have to complete this exercise according to the rules which I have explained in present simple present tense or present continuous tense according to the sentence. The first one has been done for you. The second one is, what is that sound? I think the doorbell is ringing. You have to use present continuous tense over here as the action is going on. Then come to the third one. My father reads the newspaper every morning before he leaves for office. This is the regular action which he is performing. So we use simple present tense over here. Then the fourth one is, Jimmy and his brother are opening a restaurant in their neighborhood. Then fifth one, in this film, Ritik plays the role of the young Akbar who falls in love with a Rajput princess. The sixth one is, look, the baby is sitting on the chair and playing with his toy. So you have to apply the rules which I have explained. Ki regular routine and habit is there, that time we use simple present tense, and if the action is continuing we use present continuous tense. Come to the seventh one. My brother often works late hours which is affecting his health now. The eighth one is, we are thinking of going to the science exhibition today. The last one, Natasha makes very tasty cakes. She is baking one for me at the moment. Now, according to the rules, we have completed this exercise, dear students. We'll move on to the next exercise, B. Here, one conversation is mentioned over here. The same way how we did it in the previous exercise, we have to do in this exercise of simple present tense and present continuous tense. Now, first one, Kumar is starting. On the telephone, this conversation is going on to Dr. Gupta's secretary. Good afternoon, Varun. This. Now for B, we have to use the be verbs in simple present tense, that is MR according to the subject. Is Kumar. I am having an appointment with Mr. Dr. Gupta at 5 o'clock this evening. Now Varun is saying, Good afternoon, Kumar. Your appointment with the doctor, if I remember right, is for tomorrow. Kumar replies, No, Varun, it is for this evening. Now Varun is asking, Are you sure, Kumar? Kumar replies, Yes, I am. I am having it here written down in my diary. Now Varun is saying, Just a minute, please. Let me check. Yes, you are right, Kumar. And now, what can I do for you? You want a change of date? Then Kumar replies, I wish to cancel the appointment. Varun, I am terribly sorry, but I simply have to cancel it. We are doing up the house, and half a dozen men are working right now, and I don't know how long they will take to finish. Not until next week, I imagine. But please tell Dr. Gupta how sorry I am. Now, dear students, according to the rules, the habit which is going on, we use simple present tense, and if the action is continuing, that time we have to use present continuous tense. Now, this is next exercise. You have to turn the sentences which are given into negative forms. Now, when you are changing to negative forms, you have to remember the rule which I explained you. If the sentence is in simple present tense, that time if the be verb is mentioned in the sentence, just you have to add not and change it into simple present tense. But if the be verb is not there, that time you have to use the words does and do according to the subject. Does for singular and do for plural. See, look at the first one. Mithun helps his mother in the kitchen. In this, be verb is not there. The main verb is given over here. And the subject is in singular. So what you will do, you have to put does, means doesn't. Negative you are changing, so you will add doesn't. And when you add doesn't, that time the S letter in the verb will be removed. So the sentence will be forming like this. Mithun doesn't help his mother in the kitchen. Now we'll move on to the second one. That is, it is snowing. Now in this is be verb is there. So we just have to put not after the be verb is. So the sentence, how it will form? It is not snowing. Now move on to the third one. Swati's pet cat is playing in the park. Now again students, in this also the be verb is mentioned over here. So you don't have to do anything, only you have to put not between these two words. So the answer will be Swati's pet cat is not playing in the park. Now the fourth one is the gardeners are working in the garden. Again here the be verb is there. So the answer will be the gardeners are not working in the garden. Now let's move on to the fifth one. We are tired after our long journey. Now here also dear students, our be verb is mentioned over here. So the answer will be we are not tired after our long journey. Sixth one is I am excited about the new supermarket. Now here dear students, again am is mentioned over here, that is a be verb. So the answer only you have to put not in between these two words. So it will change to I am not excited about the new supermarket in town. The seventh one is Sudhir and his friends play cricket every evening. Now here there is a slight change. Here the no be verb is mentioned over here. So you have to use the words do or does depending on the subject. Here dear students, the subject is plural because many children are mentioned over here. So you have to use the word do not. And here S is already not there in the verb, so no need to remove that. So the answer will be Sudhir and his friends do not play cricket every evening. Now the eighth one is I am trying to repair the fan. Here again the be verb is there, so only you have to put not in between this. The answer will be I am not trying to repair the fan. Now ninth one is Mohit has a red bicycle. Now here you have to use the word do or does as the be verb is not mentioned. So answer will be Mohit does not have a red bicycle. Now 10th one, the student is preparing for the exam. The student is, what you will put over here only? Not, as is the be verb. So you have to put only not, preparing for the exams. Let's move on to our next exercise, that is what you have to form the questions in this. So dear students, I explained you while forming questions you have to use the word do does, same as we did it in the negative sentence. Only do does will come in front, and depending upon the subject you have to put that, and at the end question mark is very compulsory. If singular subject is there you will put does, and if plural is there you will use the word do. The first one is already been done for you. You know the way. Now with you have to use the word do. So do you know the way? Question mark. The second one is this color matches my shirt. Here this color, it is in singular form, so you will use the word does. So does this color, and when you are using the word does, from the verb you have to remove s or es. So the answer will be does this color match my shirt? The third one is the journey takes a long time. So the singular form is there, so you will use does. Does the journey take a long time? The fourth one is they usually take the bus to work. Now they is a plural form, so you will start the question with do. Do they usually take the bus to work? Now dear students, in this sentence it is given it is raining for some time now, and in this the be verb is mentioned. When the be verb is mentioned in the sentence, that time while forming question you have to just take the be verb in the starting and form the question. So the question will be, is it raining there now? Now the sixth one is the officials are pleased with my report. Here again the be verb is there, so you will form the question with the be verb itself. The question will be, are the officials pleased with my report? Now let's move on to the seventh one. The boys are playing in the park. Again the same thing. The question will be, are the boys playing in the park? Eighth one, the two little crows are learning to fly. Just you have to take the be verb in the starting and form the question. Are the two little crows learning to fly? Ninth one, Kavya is making a paper plane. Now again in this, is Kavya making a paper plane? Now the last one is Rumi goes to the library once a week. Now in this the be verb is not there, so we'll form the question with the word does, as Rumi is in singular form. So the question will be, does Rumi go to the library once a week? Now hope students you have understood this exercise. Now the next exercise is you have to tick the sentence in which the present tense form of the verb is used correctly, and if it is incorrect you have to change it to the proper form. In this, twice a week I am going for art classes. Now twice a week it is mentioned, so you will use in this the simple present form. The continuous form won't come, so am going is wrong, so answer is I go for art classes. Now the second one, usually I don't eat sweets, but today I am going to. Now this form is correct, so you have to put a tick mark over here. Now the third one is she always is liking to buy toys for her children. Now here always is mentioned. That time with always you have to use simple present tense. So it will come likes. Fourth one, I don't read many history books, but I read one right now. Now right now it is given. So you have to use, it is continuous action. So instead of read it will come am reading. The fifth one is I have lunch with my friends every day. Now everyday action is given. So this form used is correct. So this sentence is correct. Now the sixth one is I can't leave now as I wait for my mother. Again in this wait form is wrong. You have to use the present continuous form. So it will change to am waiting. The seventh one, I am thinking she is very helpful. In this, the continuous action won't come. You have to use the simple tense of this. So instead of am thinking, it will be only think. The eighth one is you are late again. This is the correct form of the sentence. So you have to put a tick mark over here. So dear students, I end up my lecture over here. You have to do this exercise in the textbook itself with a pencil. Thank you. Hello dear students, once again I am back with the second lecture of Standard 8th English Grammar, chapter number 2, Verbs Expressing the Present. Hope you would have understood the concept of present tense, which I explained in the first lecture about the 4 types of present tenses. From that we discussed about simple present, which is used to express daily routine and habit, and then we discussed about the present continuous tense, which is used to denote the action which is going on at present. So dear students, today we will move on to our third type of tense, that is present perfect tense. For that I would like to first show you an animated video on that.
The present perfect. When do we use the present perfect? 1.
To describe an experience.
I have traveled the world. James has met the president. I have never been to space. Two.
To describe a change over a period of time.
House prices have increased a lot. Andrew has grown since the last time I saw him. This restaurant has become very popular. Three.
To describe accomplishments.
Doctors have discovered cures for many diseases. Man has been to the moon. The computer has made it possible to learn online. 4.
A continuing action that started in the past.
Sam has worked here for 7 years. We have been in a relationship for 3 months. They have been in the room all day.
So dear students, here is a table showing the uses with their examples of present perfect tense. The first use is to refer to an action or event in the past that is connected to the present. The next one is to describe an action that began in the past and leads up to the present. The next one is to describe an action performed during a period that is not yet over. The next one, to describe an action that is repeated. Then, to describe an action that happened in the past but is important at the time of speaking. And the last one is to describe an action that was completed in the recent past. According to that, here are some words and time expressions which we mostly use in present perfect tense, that are for a year, recently, so far, for some time, ever, already, this morning, since 2003, and so on. Then we use ever, never, just, already, yet, since, and for with the present perfect tense to talk about an action finished at an unknown or unstated time. Here the example is also given over here for making you understand. Then the rules which we have to follow when we form the sentence in the present perfect tense. For a positive sentence, we use the formation like this. Singular subject, we use the word has, and if the subject is plural, we use the word have, plus past participle form of the verb, that is V3 form. Then for negative formation, we use has, have, plus not, plus past participle form of the verb, that is V3 form. Then for forming the question, we use has, have, plus subject plus past participle form of the verb. This way, first the word has or have comes according to the subject, then the subject comes, and then the V3 form comes, and question mark is compulsory when you form a question. Then the second part of the question is when you are making a question with a WH word. That time that WH word comes first, then has or have plus subject plus past participle form of the verb. Now we are moving on to our F exercise. In that you have to use the words which are given in the bracket, their present perfect form depending on the subject. The first one has been done for you. The second one, with I we use the word have, and V3 form of write will be written. The second one, here the subject is plural, they, so we use the word have, and V3 form of the word pay will be paid. Then the fourth one is he subject is singular, so we will use the word has plus V3 form of swim, that is swam. Then fifth one, Mayuri, singular subject plus has plus V3 form of go will be gone. Then sixth one, singular subject plus has plus V3 form of migrate, that is migrated. Now in this it's a question form, so with you we will use the word have, and V3 form of take will be taken. Then eighth one, With you we will use the word have, and V3 form of be will be been. Let's move on to our next exercise, that is G exercise. In that you have to complete the sentences with just and the present perfect tense. Means from the help box, according to the sentence which is matching with that, you have to first use has, have plus just plus V3 form of the words which are given over here. Now the first one is, I am afraid my brother is not at home. He, with he we will use the word has, just, and V3 form of leave will be left. Then the second one, Lucy says, there's an article in the paper about our school. Maria replies, yes, I know. I have just read. V3 form will be read it. Then the third one is, I have just washed. V3 form will be washed my bicycle, so my clothes are wet. Then fourth one, my uncle. With my uncle singular you have to use has, then just will be added, and by V3 form will be bought a new car. He wants to take us for a drive. Then fifth one, why don't we have dinner in the new restaurant that has just, open V3 form will be opened near the park. Then sixth one is, no, I will not have anything. I have just, have V3 form will be had my dinner. Then seventh one is, Manoj is very happy. His company has just, give V3 form will be given him a raise in his pay. Then eighth one, the principal has just announced. V3 form will be announced that we are going to have a holiday tomorrow. Now dear students, the next exercise is you have to change the verbs in bold in these sentences into the present perfect tense. Now here you can see there are some bold words that you have to change to present perfect tense. Means after the sentence the space is there, there you have to write the V3 form with the V3 form has, have plus V3 form over here. Now the second one is were. Were is given over here. Were will change to, and you have to see the subject also. If the subject is plural you have to use have and V3 form of this word, so it will change to have been. Then the third one is, the bold letter word is left and the subject is singular, so how will you change it? Has left. Now fourth one is never saw. In this many people is the subject. For many people you will use the word have, never, and V3 form of saw will be seen. Yes. Then fifth one, called is given over here, and Hatim's mother is singular one, so we will use the word has and V3 form of called will be called. Then sixth one, painted. With I we will use have and then V3 form will be painted. Then seventh one, made, and here the subject is you. With you will use the word have and V3 form made. Then the eighth one is arrived. In that the subject is they, so with they we will use have and V3 form will be arrived. Now dear students, the last part of this chapter is about the last type of present tense, that is present perfect continuous tense. Before starting up with the uses, I would like to show you the animated video for this. So let's move on to that.
The present perfect continuous. When do we use the present perfect continuous? 1.
To emphasize the duration of an event that began in the past and continues into the present. Example 1.
Maria has been waiting for her date for 50 minutes.
Example 2.
The war has been going on for too long.
This must stop. Example 3.
We have been exploring space since the 1960s. Two.
To be used with or instead of. Recently or lately. Example 1.
John has not been feeling very well recently.
Example 2.
I have been arguing a lot with my boss lately.
Example 3.
Recently, Jane has been spending too much time at home with her cats.
So dear students, as you saw that animated video, according to that, we'll go through this table. In this, the uses, how to use the present perfect tense is given over here. In that, first one is to refer to an action that began in the past and is still going on in the present. And here the example for that is given over here. The next one is to indicate how long something has been happening, usually indicated by the words since or for. In this, these two words are mainly used. The last one is to show a habitual event. Now dear students, the present perfect tense is often used with verbs of continuous action, like the highlighted words are given over here and with the example over here. Then dear student, the next table is about the formation and the rules which have to be used for making positive, negative and a question. For making positive, you have to use this formation. First, has have according to the subject plus been plus present participle form of the verb, means the ing form of the verb. Then the next, when you make a negative, you have to use has have according to the subject plus not plus been plus present participle form of the verb, that is ing form. Then the last one, when you are forming a question, that time you have to use first has have according to the subject plus been in the sentence and plus the present participle form of the verb, that is ing form. Then when you are using the WH word to form a question, that time you have to first write down the question word plus has have according to the subject plus been and plus the present participle form of the verb, that is ing form. So according to your understanding of this tense, let's move on to our next exercise. In this, you have to complete the sentences with the present perfect continuous form of the verbs which are given in the bracket. As the first one has been done for you, we'll move on to the second one. In that, the word which is given in the bracket is write, and according to the subject you have to put has have. With I, we will use the word have plus been plus ing form of write, that is writing. Then the third one, the farmer. With the farmer, it is singular, we will use the word has plus been plus the ing word of sow, that is sowing. The fourth one is someone has plus been plus ing word of eat, that is eating. Then the fifth one, the subject is singular, we will use has plus been plus ing form of buy, that is buying. Then the sixth one, with we is a plural form of subject, so we will use the word have plus been plus ing form of live, that is living. Then seventh one, here the subject is singular and then we will use has, and here it is given not kept, so for that we will first add not, then plus been plus ing form of keep, that is keeping. Then dear students, the last one, with you will use the word have plus been plus ing form of learn, that is learning. Now let's move on to our last exercise of this chapter. In this you have to rewrite the sentences in their negative forms and you have to use the clues which are given in the bracket. The first one has been done for you. In this, the question is, the last time the school took the students on a trip was 2 years ago. For this you have to use the clues not take and 2 years. With this you have to form the sentence. So how the sentence will become? The school has not taken, V3 form you have to use for this, the school students on a trip for 2 years. Then the second one is, the internet connection did not work properly on most days this week. For that clue is given not work properly and recently. So how will form the sentence? The internet connection has not been working properly recently. Then dear students, come to the third one, that is, the last time I met my cousins was 5 years ago. For that the clue is not met and 2 years. So how will be the formation? I have not met my cousin for 2 years. Then the fourth one, grandmother did not feel well most of last week. In that the clue which is given, that is not feel well of late. So for that, grandmother has not been feeling well of late. Then the fifth one is, Bimal was scolded for coming in late to school and not doing his homework. For that the clue which is given is not come on time, not done homework. So we'll start the sentence with, Bimal has been scolded for not coming to school on time and not doing his work, giving the reason why he has been scolded. Then the last one is, the last time I went on a holiday was 7 years ago. In that the clue which is given is not have holiday 7 years. So the sentence which we will be forming will be, I have not been on a holiday for 5 years. So here we end up our chapter. In this one, grammar activity is given over here, dear students. It is a group activity. So you have to form the questions asking a person in simple present and present continuous tense. So dear students, you have to note down these exercises in your textbook itself with a pencil. So thank you for listening me, and here we end up our chapter. Hello dear students, I hope you all are doing proper preparations and according to the given instruction you are completing your work. Today I am going to start the explanation of chapter 1 English grammar part, which is given in your English textbook. So in this grammar, let's begin. In this, first it is given, read these sentences. First let's read these sentences, dear students. Patia wanted to make a big lantern. The second one is, lantern of various colors began twinkling in homes. The third one is, The rising sun bathed everything in its soft light. Now dear students, you can see over here some words are underlined over here in all the three sentences, and some words are highlighted over here with different color. Now let's begin with the definition. Then you will come to know why this is done. The underlined words are finite verbs, and the words in color are non-finite verbs. Now you understood the difference between these both, students? The underlined words which are given, that are called finite verbs, and the highlighted verbs which are there, that are non-finite verbs. In this, what do you mean by a finite verb, students? It is usually the main verb in a sentence. Always the main verb, what the thing is being done, is called the finite verb. And then it agrees with the subject. It is connected with the subject. It can change, and it changes its form with tense, number, singular, plural, and the person. As it is given, the examples are given over here. I and they. If the subjects are I and they, the verb will be draw. But when the subjects changes to singular, he or she, s is added over here to the word draws. It becomes he or she draws. And then if it is in a past tense, this was about present tense. This was singular and this was plural. And in this, if it is past tense, I, he, she, they drew. The word draw changes to drew. Then the next define is about non-finite verbs. What do you mean by a non-finite verb? A non-finite verb cannot be the only or main verb in a sentence. Means it is not the only verb in the sentence. It will be the other verb. It does not depend on the subject and does not change its form with tense, number, or persons. It has no relation with the subject. It doesn't change. It remains the same in all type and all singular, whether it is singular or plural or in any tense form. As the example are given, I, they like to draw. So to draw will not change whether it is singular or plural subject, or if the tense is changed. In this second part also it is shown, he, she likes to draw. This likes has changed in both the sentence. This was like and this became likes, but this form has not changed. Now come and look at the table over here which is given in your textbook. It shows three types of non-finite verbs. How many types of non-finite verbs are there? There are three types of non-finite verbs. The first one is infinitive form. For what is the infinitive form used? It is used to express actions. Means through that you can express the action. And what is its form? To plus verb. Let's see its example. I like to study in the morning. So the highlighted one, to study, is the infinitive. Infinitive always comes with the word to. Now the second type is participles. That is, it is used to show tense and also a verbal adjective. Now for showing the tense, these participles are used, and its form is verb plus, it can be ing or ed or en. Let's see the example. I eat a boiled egg every day. So the highlighted verb boiled, it's a participle. And the last form is gerunds. Now for what are the gerunds used? It is used as verbal nouns. It acts as verbal nouns. Its form is always, it comes in the ing form. Verb plus ing. Now let's look at the example. Swimming is a good exercise. See, it's a verb, but it is acting, adding ing, it is acting as a noun. That's why it's called a verbal noun. So swimming is a gerund. Now let's move on to the next exercise. Here it is given, you have to circle the finite verb in this sentence and underline the non-finite verbs. And one more thing you have to do, that is write I for infinitives, P for participles, and G for gerunds. next to the non-finite verbs. If the verbs are non-finite, so what you have to do, you have to put this types, which type of non-finite verb, I, P and G for that. The first one is already been done for you. In that, the finite verb is throw and the non-finite verb is rotten, because you have to circle the finite verb and underline the non-finite verb. And for this non-finite verb rotten, you know the form verb plus en means it is a participle. That's why P is written over here. Now the second one is, my aunt is sending me a box of chocolate. Now in this, is sending is a finite verb, and in this sentence there is no other verb, no non-finite verb, so no need to mention the type. The third one is, eating samosas every day is bad for health. In this, the finite verb is and the non-finite verb is eating, and in this it is acting as a verbal noun, so that's why it's called a gerund. So we have written G over here. The fourth one is, Madhuri prefers watching films to reading books. Now in this, prefers is a finite verb and watching and reading, they are non-finite verbs, and they are of which type? They are of gerund. Its type is gerund. Now the fifth one is, how many times should I tell you not to bite your nails? Now in this, tell is a finite verb and to bite is a non-finite verb, and to plus verb, it's a infinitive, it's an infinitive. And the last one is, he wants to become a doctor to help people in the villages. Now wants is a finite verb, and then to become and to help are non-finite verbs, and to plus verb form, that is called an infinitive. So dear students, our next exercise, we'll move on to our next exercise, that is you have to complete these sentences with the finite or non-finite forms of verbs in the bracket. So in the bracket the words are given. According to the sentence, what you have to do, if it's the main verb, you have to add according to it, and if it is a non-finite verb, you have to put the three forms which I have explained you in the previous table. According to that, you have to complete the sentence. The first one has already been done for you. I am studying, the study word is given in the bracket, it will become am studying hard, and in the bracket do is given, it will change to do well in the test tomorrow. Then the second one is, did you, what you will use, the same word will come as it is a present tense, and then to call him when you went. Now when is coming, it is showing the past form, so go will change to went to buy the table. In this we have used the infinitive form. Then we'll move on to our third question, that is, the confusing instruction made it very difficult for the students to write the exam. Then the fourth one is, can I request your teacher to help me? So according to the sentence, you have to form the finite or non-finite type of words and write it in the blank. Then the fifth one is, I, it can be am also or was teaching. B form is given. What you have to add a B form and then the ing form to the word teach. B form is am and was. If it is a present, you are indicating it with a present, you have to use am teaching. And if you are indicating it with past, you can use was teaching. You, to paint with watercolors. Now the next one is last one, when I. So when means it is indicating about the past tense, so C will change to saw him. He was picking apples from the orchard to make apple jam. Then we'll move on to our next part, that is vocabulary. Now in this, first the explanation is given. In this vocabulary, the topic is about antonyms. What do you mean by antonyms? Antonyms means, you all know dear children, that they are opposite words. Now the first example is given over here, brightness. What will be the opposite of brightness? That is dullness. Now the definition of that is given over here. These words are opposite in meaning and are called antonyms. The opposite words are always called antonyms. Now our first exercise is find words in the text that are the antonyms of these words. Now you have to find the words from the text which are opposite of this given words. Now the first one is outside, inside. Second one, slowly, briskly. Third one, daybreak, sundown. These all words are mentioned in the chapter, dear students. Noisy, silent. Setting opposite, rising, and entrance opposite, exit. Now related to this antonyms, one more exercise is given over here. That is, what you have to do is you have to complete this sentence with the antonyms of the words in colored. Here some words are given in colored form. Their opposites you have to write it in the blank using the words the letters un, in, or dis to form the antonyms. The first one has already been done for you, dear students. The sentence is, the book I read yesterday was very interesting, but the book I am reading today is quite dash. Means you have to write the opposite of interesting using un, in, or dis. So we wrote it uninteresting. Now the second one is, germs are dash to the naked eye, but they are visible under a microscope. Now what will be the opposite of visible? It will become invisible. Now the third one is, knowing Hindi is never a disadvantage. Means here the blank is given over here. It is always an advantage, especially in North India. So what will be the antonym of advantage? It will be disadvantage. Then the fourth one is, Shakil was not able to complete his assignment, so he submitted an dash one. Now you have to write the antonym of complete, that is incomplete. Now the fifth one is, suddenly a face appeared at the window and dash equally fast. Means you have to write down the antonym of appeared, that will be disappeared. Now the sixth one is, Samir says that rock music is very pleasant to the ear, but I find it very dash. You have to write the antonym of pleasant over here, that is unpleasant. So dear students, our next part, we are coming to a next part of the textual exercise, that is about spelling. In this, two types of spellings are given over here, that is thought and bought. In this, the use of OUGHT and that GHT is used over here. The spellings are somewhat same. The first exercise is, you have to listen to the words and complete the spellings and then say the words aloud. The first word is brought. The second one is plow. The third one is neighbor. Fourth one is straight. And fifth one is through. Now the next exercise is, you have to listen to the words and complete the spellings. In this also same way. First one comb. Second one depth. Third one plumber. Fourth one autumn. Fifth one doubt. Sixth one column. Seventh one receipt. Eighth one cupboard. Ninth one honest. 10th one honor. 11th one Wednesday, and the last one handkerchief. Now dear students, the next one is about the reading. You have to listen to the passage and read the passage. It is given about the celebrations which are being done around the world of different states and different countries. It's given over here. Then let's come to the last part of our textual exercise, that is about pronunciations. In pronunciations, you have to take care about the tone, which is coming down sometimes, or it is coming up. Sometimes the tone has to be fallen down, and sometimes when you are answering or giving, that time the tone comes up. According to that, you have to mark the tone given over here. You have to read these questions and mark the tone with an upward arrow for the rising tone or a downward arrow for the falling tone. Here you are asking a question, where is the nearest post office? So your tone has been fallen down. And the second one is, isn't she your cousin's best friend? So the tone has risen up. Why haven't you gone home yet? The tone is falling down. The fourth one, shall I book your tickets too? See the difference between the asking of the question. In this, the tone has risen up. How did you know his name? The tone has fallen down. And the last one, has she already left for school? The tone has risen up. So dear students, you have to do this textual exercise in your textbook with a pencil. You have to write down all the textual exercise in the textbook itself with a pencil. So I hope you would have understood the textual exercise, dear students. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe.